Hello there. This is Nigerian Television Authority, Channel 10 Lagos, Station for Excellence. And this is the Sunday show. Where else would you rather be, actually? Well, it's always a pleasure knowing that you're there watching us every Sunday. So whatever device you're using to watch us, just stick to that device and call others to share what you're going to get from this program, all right? Well, today's Sunday. It's not rainy, no, there's a sun out there, but I guess it's a good day, isn't it? You know, showers of blessing here and there. Okay, but like I normally tell people, don't overdo anything and make sure that your car brakes are well done so that you don't hit another person, okay? Because the roads might not be too good for you, okay? All right, today we'll look at a whole lot of other things, but let me give you a little idea. Everybody cries about corruption at every level. Everybody thinks corruption is going to drown us. But I believe it won't drown us because we must do something about it. So we're going to talk about that today. And also have a whole lot of things lined up for your information, entertainment, and enjoyment today. What they call, well, infotainment, isn't it? Okay, my name is Chris Aquarando. I'll be your host of your show. Now, T-Fit is around for our exercise segment. And I usually warn you, don't do anything your body can't take. Today he has a rope. I don't know what the rope is all about. I'm not going to be part of that rope, but I don't know what TV is going to do. TV is here. Mr. Sept, it's not a rope. It's a resistance band. So I'm going to apply that to myself. When you talk about you want to travel, you want to carry a dumbbell, don't carry a dumbbell. Buy a resistance band. Okay, it's me, Mr. No Yama, and this is the Sunday show. Fitness segment. We're only adding tips to the whole, to that system of ours, so that we are able to build muscle, stimulate muscle fiber. Now, see, I have different resistance band here now. See what will happen. We're going to do a superset. We're going to go from one movement to the other. Then, let's just see what this movement is going to be. I'll quickly package myself with the resistance band. So, imagine yourself having a dumbbell. Now, no dumbbell. Let me turn around. Now, I just had a dumbbell. Now, the resistance band will do the same work here. So, we're going to go into the squat. Remember, we get into the squat, we're going to add time under tension from here, about 3 seconds, and then we explode out. When you try this, you see the band is going to resist me trying to get upright. Then we have done justice to it. So let's do some couple of numbers. I'll bring out the other one. Now we're going to the squat. 1, 2, 3. Explode, squeeze, start the leg on the ground so that we talk to the muscles. They're inside. Are you there? Yeah, Lipopo says still on the mat. 1, 2, 3. Then Thursday we did on the muscle. We need to build muscles as we are climbing that ladder of age. We need muscles as we are learning. Oh my God, let's have one more. Okay, first just went by. The second, I'll bring the other resistance band. You know, the men, they like to wear, the women wear spaghetti. The men want to show their, now, this the third muscle, the side, the front, the back one. So let's look for the side. The middle one will help us with, another resistance band. This time around, we're going to hold time under tension. I want you to point out your thumb up, and we're going to hold for some couple of seconds. 1, 2, 3. Bring it down gradually. Again, when you travel, use Ogbonlogba. Now, sense, Okpolo. 1, 2, 3. Make sure everything is tight. Your core is working from this movement. Again. That leg should not move. Keep it. What I do to the right, I must do to the left. So that will balance the equation a little bit. Come on. See, this muscle group here, that your middle deltoid is working. And then we're adding time on attention to it. Bring it down gradually. This December, we are together. We are together. We're going to look good. But remember, nothing happens without you taking care of what? Nutrition. And it starts from here, mindset. You want to lose weight? Very, very simple. But let's continue walking. I'll go again. I have something for you. Because we're going to take the heart rate up again. Vital. Because we keep releasing hormones. We're down to the squat. 1, 2, 3. Explode. Go again. Keep yourself time on attention there. 1, 2, 3 seconds. Explode. No room for excuses. Good. I told you there is a lot of ways to go around this store.
Let's quickly get some numbers here. I want to take my heart rate up. Rain no fall today for your side. It fall for my side. Come on, hold it there. Couple of seconds. Okay? They've not called me out. They are not trying to save me today. Today I'm going to walk. Fly! In a unilateral way. You see, I'm only doing it on one side of my part of my body. Now, they say you have to bring strength work in. A lot of strength work just happened. And now I want to take the heart rate up. Look at what will happen here. Open your pocket. What do you have? I brought card. Number of reps is going to be determined by the card, not me. No, Joro. Let's see if we can get one or two things in. Pick something. I picked 7. Today, not 7 today. I don't know. So let's do one cardiovascular exercise. Oh, school. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. I don't need to buy a treadmill. I just got that in. Yeah, come. Take on. Take another one. This time around, I picked 2. Because it is 2, you are going to do burpees. There's no room for yama yama. I just got this thing now. You are the timekeeper of your life. Take your health serious. No room for yama yama. And don't touch it, die. The Sunday show is still on. You got a lot of stuff for you. Let's go.
I know that don't do fucking Shama, Shiba.
I'm out in a party gun. Which you carry for your bag, it deadly gun. Give you all my SS love. Where they make your body sing redemption song. Like a this or like a that. Oluwalo, she wear your body sweet and divine. She be run a mouth while I be stunting on the ass. Bad girl official, you can come it up class. Show me a sumba. Mad over you, they steady blow my mind. Omotena do me like a this, like a that. Nakupenda o upakanan style. Show me a sumba. Mad over you, they steady blow my mind. Omotena do me like a this, like a that. Nakupenda o upakanan style. Oh, yeah. Omotena have me like paraga, yeah. Oh, yeah. You they steady blow my mind, yeah. Oh. I'm a tana, I'm like Paraga, yeah. Oh, it is steady blow my mind, not change, slowly, steady and boldly, booty bounce choking. Invest in your body cause now maximum profit. You walking me daily, driving me crazy. But I know the far way I deal with you closely. Rather than diamond on a body holy. Be my royal highness when I smoke my blunt leaf. See beneath your beautiful now bad man things, no darling. Total all your losses for your present profit. Omotena superwoman perfect whining. Omotena Mona Lisa logic calling. Steady on my ground, I know soon back. Omotena bad but she no buga. She dey steady blow my mind. Booty Rastafari like a Jamaican. Jeremy or Sumba, mad over you, they steady blow my mind. Omotena do me like a this, like a that. Nakupenda o upakanan style. Jeremy or Sumba, mad over you, they steady blow my mind. Omotena do me like a this, like a that. Nakupenda o upakanan style. Oh, yeah. Omotena have me like Paraga, yeah. Oh, yeah. You they steady blow my mind, yeah. Oh. I'm a tana, I'm like Paraga, yeah. Oh, it is steady blow my mind, yeah. Like a this, like a that. Nakupenda o upakanan style. Jeremy
Yeah. A warm afternoon out there to you as I welcome you to the sports segment of the Sunday show. My name is Stanley Kufort and I'm not here alone. Really One is with me. Mr. Really One, good afternoon and welcome to the Sunday show sports segment.
Good afternoon. It's good to be back.
Yeah. All is now set for 2024 Cote d'Ivoire AFCON Nations Cup as more than 16, 18 countries have already qualified. On Wednesday, matches were played. Thursday, matches were played. Friday, matches were played. Saturday, matches were played. And today, far away in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria in Group A will be meeting Sao Tome and Principe. Mr. Rilwan, we saw what happened on Wednesday. Libya, Equatorial Guinea. Libya lose out. And we saw what happened on Thursday too. Matches were played and Ghana, Tunisia, Algeria, Tanzania, all booked their place in Cote d'Ivoire. And the beauty of Cote d'Ivoire 2024 is the 6 stadiums to be used are ready. From Félix Mondi Stadium that have 40,000 capacity to the Olympic Stadium that have 60,000 capacity to the Yamoussoukro and San Pedro Stadium that have 20,000 capacity. All is now set. And the countries are all there. Ghana booked a place with a win over Angola, beating Madagascar. Angola playing 0-0 with Madagascar. Ghana beating Central African Republic 2-1. What do you see about it?
Well, the AFCON 2024, I want to believe that we have the traditional African teams already qualified for the competition. So I know that the competition for one will be one that will be very, very interesting. And thankfully, this time around Nigeria, we are no longer calculating with our calculators that, okay, should this team score one goal? We have opportunity of scoring two. We've cleared that since the first 3 matches. So the stadiums as well that are ready, it just shows us that if you get your planning very well, everything will definitely go to plan. 6 stadiums for the competition, 6 stadiums ready, and and one thing about African competition is that we mostly use our own weather factor in considering when a particular tournament would be played.
And the tournament will be on from January 13th to February 11th.
Which is actually
and during that period is
in Cote d'Ivoire. So I believe the stadium we still have 4 months before January. So they would also look at where they need to put in more effort in order to see that everything goes successfully in the competition.
So that everything goes successfully in the competition. Actually, we were supposed to start with the Ballon d'Or nominations, but let's come up with this. Yesterday, our heartfelt condolence goes to the family that lost their life in Morocco yesterday due to the earthquake that happened that disturbed the match between Morocco and Liberia from taking place yesterday. Despite the fact that Morocco and South Africa in that group have already qualified, Liberia have nothing to do in that team again. But the match has been postponed, and we believe that whenever the match will come up, the necessary things will be in place. But from our end here, condolence to the families that lost their lives and to their loved ones that are there to mourn them. Away from that, within the week, FIFA announced name of nominations of players that will vie for the best player of the year. And in the male category, we have Nigerian Victor Osimhen for the first time in that list. Then in the female category, we have the Agbabola, Asisat Oswala, making it the second time for her to be nominated. What did you see and what is their chances?
The last time we had a Nigerian male footballer on the Ballon d'Or list was actually 1999, and I think that was the year of Kanu and I think Finidi or someone. So this time around, we have Victor Osimhen. We know that, let's just be factual, it's not possible for him to win. but it shows that its effort for the 2022-2023 campaign was actually recognized.
Nice, yeah.
So, and this, as he granted an interview, I think yesterday, or I think few days after the list was released, and he said it is an opportunity for him to play more and also do better in the game. So that's a nice one, and hopefully maybe this would also transcend to the CAF list that would be released, and then hopefully. Because there are so many,
Victor Osimhen as
you
African
can't say
footballer of the
there's
year.
one particular rule in announcing the winner, but this is a good one for him, and hopefully he can as well step up his game and better his chances in winning the prize.
He better his chances in winning the prize. Presently, he is the top scorer in the AFCON qualifying series. A goal today, or 2 goals today, will give it to him. From there, let's move on to the Super Eagles. All is now set for 5 p.m. kickoff time, Nigerian time, at the Nest of Champions, Gospel Akwa Ibom Stadium in Uyo. And luckily, the executive governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Umar Eno, is giving out 5,000 tickets to the first 5,000 people that will get to the stadium. The ticket is range between 200, 500, and the VIP 1,000 naira. So if you are in Uyo right now, you better start making your way to the stadium so that you can enjoy the free ticket to watch and support the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The camp opened, and we've seen the boys not smiling in camp, training seriously.
No, you just have to.
And
your last game is your last game, so you just have to do everything possible to just win. That's just.
And looking at it, the first match against Sao Tome and Principe, we defeated Sao Tome and Principe 10-0, and that's the only good record Jose Pizarro have as a coach. Yeah. So what did you see, and what do you think is going to happen today? If you can beat somebody 10-0 in his backyard, then when you come to your own backyard, what will happen?
I don't expect you to go lesser than that score. The next thing for you is just to better it. But I have some complaint about that at least few midfielders and a lot of attackers who will supply the balls for the attackers.
And we have 3 debutants.
And 3
Victor,
debutants, yes.
Boniface, Gift Urban, and Jordan Turaniga. Jordan plays for German youth team, refused to play for Nigeria, but now he has now agreed and have apologized
to play.
That he's coming to play for Nigeria. What did you see?
It is something that would always happen.
And in the case of Victor,
stages
in the case of Victor Boniface and Victor Osimhen were together in the under-17,
and
Victor Boniface was not picked. Osimhen was picked, and now together they are going to be together in the Super.
Hopefully they will fire Nigeria to being the champion after like.
And Victor Boniface, so far so good with Bayern Leverkusen. 4 matches, and he has about 4 or 5 goals.
Yes, good form, and hopefully we are going to see him in action playing for Nigeria today.
Well, we are going to see him in action playing for Nigeria today. Well, that is all what time can permit us for today. As we will be rounding off this first segment and handing over to Mr. Chris for the continuation of the Sunday show. From my end, I'm really I said bye from here.
Thank you, Stan. Thank you, Rewan. We will pray, but we need hard work. I have faith in the boys.
Definitely.
We will beat these guys silly. You can be sure of that.
Definitely.
Well, I don't know what you think, but make sure you pray for Nigeria and then go and support us. If you're around, you go there. We need to make some noise. That's very important, isn't it? Well, you're still watching Nigerian Television Authority, Channel 10 Lagos, Station for Excellence. This is a Sunday show. What else would you rather be, really, on a Sunday afternoon than on this channel? Now, there's a group called Clinique Group. They visited some orphanages to, show some bit of human kindness, some sympathy, all right, as part of their corporate social responsibility. Now, let's find out what this Clinique Group Well, an unusual group, actually. Let's see what they did.
Tix e-commerce company, as part of its program to reach out to the needy and give back to society, visited Agnes Day Orphanage and homes for the less privileged to show support for the group.
Initially, these things you are seeing here, they are given to us by our company, and our company is called Clinic. So they have sent us to visit this orphanage today, to give this to the children. Okay, so that is why we are here, to present this thing to you, to give to the children. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Please.
The team coordinator, in her address, narrated the motive behind their visit. She shared that the goal of the e-chain networking group is to expand their reach across the country, aiming to reduce the poverty level through their programs.
See, it's internet everywhere. Clinic is everywhere. So they manufacture products that helps the skin, okay, like body cream, makeup, lipsticks, and all that. And these are things that people use every day. So there is no way it will go off the market. We do it all the time, not just here, but almost all parts of the country or the world. We are doing it every day. Clinic is going around, going to visit motherless, going to visit the less privileged, giving people things, making them to know that they are not only investment company, they are also charitable organization that go about to help people.
The mother in charge of the orphanage homes expressed her appreciation to the company for their generosity and thoughtfulness in giving to the needy.
So thank you very much. You have contributed earnestly. And with all the talk you talked about helping, about clinic, about helping even those who feel that they are coverless. You introduce the network. So many of them, those who could not have food on their table, can have food on their table. Well done.
Some members of Clinic shared their stories of how they became part of the team and spoke about how others can join.
That's why Clinic now decide, okay, since if we can go out to help others like this, why not we should come to the charity home and help them by doing this, by bringing this item to them. Through them, Clinic will grow the more, because the more you go out to help others, the more God keep blessing you and you keep growing up. So
I'm very happy to be here to see that Clinic, this company has stretched hand to reach down to the orphanage. I'm very happy, and we all are happy about that. So also plead with Clinic to stretch forth more hands to people like this.
A few. And these stores, they are visible, they are offline, where you can buy Clinic product if you so need it. If you think you cannot go there, you can order it online. It's everywhere in the net. The main aim of Clinical project is to develop cosmetics market in Africa as a whole, making our brand Fred more extensive.
Clinic extends a heartfelt invitation to potential partners, urging their participation through strategic investments.
Now that was the wonderful effort of Clinic beauticians. They make cosmetics, and then they went to Agnus Dei Orphanage, you know, to put a smile on the faces of those who were there. You could do that yourself, and then come and call us. We'll cover it, right? Now you're still watching the Sunday Show on NTA Channel 10, Lagos Station for Excellence. Now it's time for our beauty tips segment. Dr. Christine Runshewe, she's going to talk about meditation today. Now you ask me, what's the relationship between meditation and beauty? You've got to find it out. Now Maisha products, they actually are sponsoring that. Skincare, you know, they have skincare products for male and females, not just for females, okay? So let's watch Dr. Christian Runshewe and see how she will link meditation to beauty. Enjoy.
Meditation. Meditation is a form of 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 meditation. Medi Hi guys, my name is Christine Runshawe and this is Health and Beauty Tips on the Sunday Show. What do we have today? Well, today we are talking about daily meditation. What do you think when I talk about daily meditation? Have you ever taken a moment, be quiet, think about the things you've done throughout the day, think about what you plan to do? That is the meditation that I'm talking about. Well, what does meditation do to your system? Oh my God, it does amazing things to your health and to your beauty. Part of the things that it actually does, it helps you offload that stress. Have you had a stressful day? This part of the country where we live in Lagos is enough to stress you. The traffic, as soon as you get out of your house, oh my God, there's traffic everywhere. There's noise on the streets. There's pollution. But what do you do when you get home? Just take a few minutes and do your meditation, and it will offload all the stress, and you'll be renewed and start all over again. The other thing that daily meditation does to you, it helps you reduce negative thoughts and emotions. Those negative thoughts and emotions to your body can actually give you sickness. It is believed, that negative thoughts and emotions are responsible for some sicknesses like cancer, like depression. Just simple daily meditation can help you offload all those. And then you have a clear mind. You'll have better thoughts. You'll think positive. Yes, that's what it does. Then it can also increase your self-awareness. Have you ever thought deeply about the things that you do? You can think deeply, oh, I was able to do this. I was able to do that. And then you actually get to know who you are. Through daily meditation, you can meet yourself. You can get to know yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? It can only come from meditation. So think deep. Think about your conversation throughout the day. Think about the things you've been able to achieve. Look at yourself and know who you are. It can only come through meditation. You don't need anybody to tell you. You actually know yourself if you're having a daily meditation. It can also help you focus on the present, where you are now. You'll be so focused. Yes, because once you are aware of the environment, you are aware of your strength, you are aware of who you can do, you are aware of what you can achieve, then you'll be focused on the present to achieve what you need to achieve. Yes, it can also improve your quality of sleep. Have you been having insomnia? Yes, it is possible. So many things you have to think about. You have to think about how you're going to achieve some goals, how you're going to close some deals, how you're going to get that client, how you're going to get that, business starting, how you're going to get your family things going, how you're going to take care of bills, how you're going. But my dear, take time, meditate, and you will have a good sleep.
Network news highlights, and when we come back, we'll introduce the questions. So now to the network service for news highlights. Don't go away.
Welcome to the stories trending on the hour. I am Olajide Bello. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi closed the G20 summit in New Delhi on Sunday by passing a ceremonial gavel to Brazilian President Luiz da Silva as his country takes over the rotating G20 presidency. The G20 Leaders Summit 2023 concluded Sunday with Prime Minister Narendra Modi handing over the G20 presidential gavel to Luiz da Silva, the president of Brazil, a country which will assume the presidency of the grouping from December 1st this year. Addressing the closing session of the G20 summit, Prime Minister Modi proposed holding a virtual session at the end of November to take stock of the progress made and the suggestions in New Delhi. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu joins world leaders that paid their respect to revered Indian independence hero Mahatma Gandhi in India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi welcomed his guest to the site. After a rendition of a Hindu devotional hymn, they stood for a moment's silence before laying wreath to honor the peace icon. Modi has regularly paid respect to Gandhi and spoken movingly about his ideals and legacy. The Rajghat Memorial Complex is one of the most hallowed spaces in the capital, New Delhi. President Bola Tinubu will meet with the leadership of the United Arab Emirates, UAE, during a technical stopover in Abu Dhabi, UAE, after the president's departure from New Delhi, India. A statement by the special advisor to the president, Ajuri Ngalale, says the meeting will serve as a follow-up discussion to address specific salient issues within the bilateral relationship after conversations held during a recent visit by the UAE ambassador to the president at the State House in Abuja. The president is maximizing the opportunity of the stopover to equally advance his investment promotion objectives with high-level authorities in the public and private sector of the United Arab Emirates. The president is expected to return to Abuja immediately following the bilateral engagement. The death toll from a powerful earthquake in Morocco has soared to more than 2,000, with a similar number of injured. The Interior Minister says more than 1,400 have serious injuries and the heaviest casualties in provinces just south of Marrakesh. King Mohammed declared 3 days of national mourning and ordered shelter, food and other help for survivors. Many people were spending the second night out in the open. And those are the stories trending on the hour. Many thanks for being a part of it. I am Olajide Bello.
This is Nigerian Television Authority, Channel 10 Lagos. You're welcome back from the network service. Of course, before we went for that news highlights, you were watching Dr. Christian Runsewe on our beauty segments, sponsored by Maisha, and then she was talking about meditation. Now you understand the essence of just putting yourself together, especially at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day. You have recollection. You know, it helps your skin, it helps your personality. All right, so try it today. Well, it's time to introduce the big one. And I have a big man here in the studio, actually. We'll be looking at corruption. There's corruption everywhere, mark me. But the level of the corruption is what you use to measure the barometer of the development of a certain organization, certain people, certain country. In our country, it's actually very high. And they want to look at it. And then, of course, who else would really talk about it? That the president of the coalition of Yoruba youth leaders, and of course, is the national president of Yoruba Youth Association worldwide. Now, he's also an accountant, a professional accountant. He's also a teacher, and then he's a humanitarian. But most especially, he's a Nigerian. Now, welcome. He's a prince from Ijebu land. His name is Dr. Tolani. Dr. Tolani, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Okay. You're a prince from Ijebu land. Where is my cooler?
As a prince, you are the one to bring coolers.
I'm a prince too. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
It's quite interesting. I know that I was talking to you and then your friend, Dr. Shaw, right, who wrote a book on youthocracy, on how to bring in the youths into government and all that, which is good. Well, I'll take up on him by the coming week anyway. We'll discuss that. But let's look at corruption. I don't want us to look at corruption from the street understanding of it. But a lot of people out there keep talking corruption, but it may not be exactly what it means. Can we look at corruption from a professional point of view? What is corruption? You're an accountant, you're a leader of people, you're a Nigerian, you have been here. So can we look at corruption from that point of view?
Thank you very much for having me today. First and foremost, we know that corruption is everywhere. It's quite on the lips of everyone in Nigeria. But having said that, we know that corruption is here with us in Nigeria. But people will say that corruption is sitting deep into the fabrics of our country and into our national life. But having said that, corruption is far beyond what people think corruption is. Basically, corruption is all about maladministration, mismanagement, and deliberate attempt to divert justice. That is corruption. Corruption is not all about financial corruption. We have different types of corruption. We have financial corruption, we have political corruption, we have judicial corruption, we have economic corruption, we have marital corruption.
We also have religious corruption.
Yes, we have religious corruption. So corruption is everywhere. It's multifaceted. So you are looking at corruption. When you talk about corruption, people tend to look at the direction of government. But we all have a role to play. Not only the political leaders. It affects both the leaders and the followers. So there is a synergy because government alone cannot do it. We talk about the federal government. We have 3 tiers of government, the federal, the state, and the local. Now, if at the local government level, you fail to do what is expected of you, will the president come from Abuja and do that? At the home front, as a father, as a mother, if you have failed in your responsibility in raising up your child in the right way, will government come and do that for you? So it means that it is a multi-problem. We are all faced with this multi-dimensional problem. So we should not lay everything at the doorstep of government. Though we know that government has a big role to play. Because the basic fundamental responsibility of government is welfare and well-being of the citizenry. So government has this role to play because the economic, the pool of the resources of the country has been bestowed in trust, okay, on the government. So the citizens of the country has bestowed so much trust on the political leaders that, okay, use these resources on behalf of every one of us. So where an individual now siphons that kind of money into his personal account for personal reasons, it now becomes corruption.
Okay. Now, like you said, a lot of people just look at the government, especially the federal government, actually, when they're talking about corruption. I want you to also look at the ordinary person, the civil servant, the policeman, the medical practitioner, the university don, the pastor or imam. Let's look at, because you've just mentioned the family now, where, I mean, you're a father and you're not able to manage your children. You send them to go and do yahoo yahoo. You're corrupt. So can we now look at other aspects of life where people contribute to this corruption? Now, a politician comes in as minister. There are people who work in that ministry. Now, these people now go to him and say, you see, this is the type of car that we ride here. This is the type of thing the minister should do. This is the type of food the minister will eat. Now, he now sees and looks around. Everybody around him is not saying, this is what to do. I say, well, is this what you people do here? Okay, so long as we just produce result. Can you produce result in that circumstance? So can we look at that and look at how all of us are contributing to this high level of corruption in this part of the world? Not just in Nigeria, I mean in the whole of Africa. We've been talking about the spate of coups here and there. That is what you said about maladministration, corruption, there as the pivot of maladministration. So can we look at that?
If we are looking at that, we are talking about the effect of corruption. What about the causes and the symptoms before talking about the effect? Because
no, I'm not really talking about the effects. I'm just talking about how every other person contributes to that corruption.
Yes, those people who are contributory to the process of corruption. Now, like I said earlier, that everyone is involved. Everyone is involved. The parents, right from the home to the society to the larger society in terms of the nation as a whole. Everyone has a role to play. Like we have rightly mentioned, that civil servants, public servants, and those people who are not even government employed, who are artisans, who are businessmen and women, because if you inflate your prices abnormally, then you are
You're
also
corrupt.
corrupt. So if others are selling their fuels at a certain amount of money at the regulated price, and you now adjust your meter and sell below the expected rate or higher than that, and yet you dispense lower in terms of volume of the product, then you are also corrupt. You are also adding to the corruption index. So, like Transparency International always look at the corruption index, perception index, the CPI, in determining the corruption level per country. So, in 2018, Nigeria was ranked the 36th most corrupt country in the world. And in 2020, by the Corruption Perception Index, Nigeria was ranked at least 150 out of the least 180 countries that were examined. That's to tell you that it's not only the political leaders that we should talk about. What about religious leaders? We have so many pastors and imams. What do they preach? What do they teach their followers? If you go to a place, a gathering, this is a Sunday, when you come from a church and your pastor is always talking about offering and tithe. And those people who are paying offering and who pay huge amount of money as tithe, they are the ones that have the front seat. And those of you who cannot have money to pay for offering and tithe, you are allowed to go to the back side. You're not even recognized, no matter your level of spirituality.
Well, Dr. Tolani, let's just move straight to how we can get this to the barest minimum. You may not be able to kill corruption entirely, but how can we drive it down?
The only way we can drive it down, bring it to the lowest ebb, is to make our institutions more effective. And number two is to make our economy self-reliant. We don't rely more on government. And government, number three, the youth should be better engaged. In Nigeria today, I think there is an embargo on employment for several years by the federal government. That embargo should be lifted with immediate effect. Let government employ youth, engage youth more, and then we'll see lesser of all this level of corruption.
I've been talking with Dr. Hassan Tolani. He's national president of Yoruba Youth Association Worldwide, and of course, Coalition of Yoruba Youth Leaders. We've been talking about corruption. He's going to be back, really. He's going to be back for us to still look at this issue. But meanwhile, I'll go on a break now, commercial break actually. I'll be right back, don't go away. This is still your favorite program, The Sunday Show.
Maltonic is enriched with vitamins and minerals for that rush of vitality you need to reach greatness.
It's Maltonic time!
Slowly, steady and boldly, booty bounce choking. Invest in your body cause now maximum profit. Keep walking me daily, driving me crazy. But I know the far away, I deal with you closely. Rather than diamond on a body holy. Be my royal highness when I smoke my blunt leaf. Sipping nature beautiful, now bad man things, no darling. Total all your losses for your present profit. Omotena superwoman perfect whining. Omotena Mona Lisa logic calling. Steady on my ground.
Now, you're still watching the Nigerian Television Authority Times and Lagos Station for Excellence. This is a Sunday show, Sunday Daprim show, whereas would rather be actually. Now, I have another guest in the studio, an interesting gentleman. His name is Zeus Lamar. Well, I don't know. I was just trying to ask him whether he's a photocopy of the Greek Zeus or. Zeus Lamar, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me here.
I want to start by asking you, how did you come about Zeus?
I'll say like it's a lot of story combined. Like I cannot like start saying a lot about it because it's gonna take a lot of time. But
No, just make it in a few seconds.
okay, the name Zeus Lama like came. It was, let me just say, it's deep and spiritual because it's just highly connected to like ancient words, and I feel like we do things the way it is. So because we are just divine with the old thing. So my twin bro saw the name and felt like Zeus Lama, like Zeus. It was just Zeus only. So
you have a twin?
Yeah, I have my twin.
Okay.
So my twin is about Zeus. He's the CEO of the record. So he's the one that understands and pushes like. So it's about Zeus. So I'm Zeus Lama. I'm Zeus.
Oh, that's Oba Zeus?
Oba Zeus.
As Zeus Lama.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So the combination, like we saw like, okay, let's say we are deep and we are ancient also. So let's just make this beautiful. Instead of just Zeus alone, so we had to like add Zeus Lama. I need to make it like it's so deep and spiritual. So anything we do is highly divine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So where does the Lama come from now?
Lama is a legendary work and legendary name. So it's an English name. We just had to like add it for it to be like supernatural and deep.
Yes, supernaturally legendary.
Yes.
Interesting. So how did you come into music?
The music started last year, and I wouldn't say it's just myself alone. I'm just gonna give God the praise and my twin bro being there, like being the motivation, also pushing me to like make sure that I go up to that peak. And I say like all the songs we have, it's not myself. I didn't come up with it myself. I had my team. We had team. My bro also has been like the inspiration towards it, pushing me to make sure that twin, you can do this, you can do this. So not been easy for both of us, but we just thank God that, and I just give God the glory that He has been there 100 for me, and I just
Great.
thank God.
Great. So how would you describe your music?
I describe my music as legendary, divine, touching, different from all set of music.
Yeah, what I mean is like the Afro pop genre, probably like this kind of music, people play these days. So how would you typify yours?
Unique.
Unique. Okay. Can we hear you sing now?
Yes.
Okay. Let me hear you sing.
I'm out in a party, come. Would you carry for your back, you deadly, come. Give you all my excess love. Would you make your body sing redemption song? Like I this or like I that. Although I wish away your body sweet and divine. I don't want to say the F for national TV.
Yeah, but that's interesting. You combine lyrics from, say, from reggae, from Afro music, and then you try to recreate this kind of like Fela kind of stuff, what they call Afro pop now,
Yes.
right? So you are coalescing all of them, right?
Yes, exactly.
What inspires you?
Like I said, like it's the drive of the old team. The drive of the old team, the drive of my brothers. So we just sit sometimes and we'll be like, because the drive of the song is, I pick everything that happens and everybody, each and every one of them goes through a lot. So they just share what they feel like, and I'd be like, okay, we can just make this great and come up with something creative. Like I said before, it's not me. It's the old team and my bro being supportive. That's why it's 100 for me. So the old song we have is just the old team and my bro.
Okay, the essence of the music you play is to highlight people's sufferings and probably how they'll get out of it, right?
Yeah, like not to like I like their suffering, but kind of like share their own thought and things they go through, and not that way around, but still passing the message.
Now, you have other young people who share your philosophy, right?
Yes.
They come around and then join in your music?
Yes.
How do you get them?
We got great kids in our community that they've been supportive to. And I would say also they are pure souls, and they've been the one actually like pushing us up, because it's not easy for we young people to like connect with kids that can actually like connect to what you're saying, like understand what you're saying. So it's just sometimes we just sit down and imagine that how's this possible, but we just be like, yeah, we're divine. I think we're destined for great things, and the kids too can see that. So that's why we keep on growing.
Okay, do you have an album in the market now, or a song?
So we have songs out now.
Um, and you have a studio. Then the songs are put out in the usual channels now online, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then the Lopola, some sort of identifying with your music.
Yes.
Would you say they identify with your music? Do you have any kind of like feedback to know what they like about your music, the lyrics or the sound itself, or the philosophy behind the music?
Okay, we get feedbacks. We do. Like every songs we have online is we get feedbacks, and we'll be like, in every song we put out, you kind of like get a lyrics that will just eat your mind. Lyrics that you know that, yeah, this part of the song, this is what I love. So when you watch something, when you watch the video or you listen to the song, you just know, this is my best part, this is what I love. But all part of the song, the lyrics, the video, the content is catchy.
Really? Okay, are you collaborating with any known musician now, or do you have such plans of collaborating with any known musician of any genre, actually?
Well, my bro and I and the old team, we have plans for that.
Oh, you have plans?
Yes.
Who do you want to collaborate with?
Well, I don't know, but it's just anybody that comes, just how the divine leads.
Okay, it's your music somehow tilted towards any culture, any cultural motif, any language, or just general?
It's just general. Just general.
How would you project yourself in the next 5 years and your group?
I see us in our peak. It's summertime, we're forever blazing. Now we're blazing. So we see us in our peak, in our mountain top. In the next 5 years, we're rolling. Global warming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just mentioned global warming now. That means a lot of things that happen in this society and in the environment affect your lyrics. You embed them in your lyrics, you write them into your lyrics.
Yes, we do.
Because you just mentioned climate change now.
Yes, we do.
You did something on climate change?
Not like climate change, like what I mean by the global warming is we're just coming up, so we're still warming up. So we're trying to like put everybody on the heat right now. So in the next 5 years, I see my bro and the Obajis Empire record label team at the mountaintop.
Now, who writes the songs, you or your brother? Or I know you say you have a team and people contribute their ideas, but who does the writing now?
I do.
Well, you do the writing and you do singing.
Yeah.
Now, you have a team where others play some instruments, or you just go to a studio, which is your studio, and do the mixing?
Yeah, I got a team that we just go to the studio and we do the mixing. So we got a producer that we just put on and comes and we do the mixing. So what makes the music great is, like I said, I don't write everything myself. I got a lyrics down already. I've written like half of the point. And my bro or team, anybody in the team just comes outside to say, okay, I think this is what happened, this is what happened. So this is me being able to like pick your story and then add it to the lyrics. That's what makes us grow.
All right. There are quite a lot of young people who are not engaged in anything, probably engaged in crime and stuff. But there are also some who may want to be like you, may want to sing, who have this talent, but they're not able to express it. All right? They don't have the opportunity. What advice would you give them?
Well, I'll just say they should just keep believing and also pray that God actually will just send them somebody that will support them and understand the same vision and mindset that they have. Because I tell you, nobody can do this alone. And I will say that if you genuinely have one person supporting you, you should be grateful to God.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're about putting the program to bed now. Let's just look at your plans. What are your plans? You have some shows, you have some collaborations to make? Are you writing new songs? Are you interested in producing a new song? Are you in the studio already? What's happening now?
Yeah, we have currently right now we just focus on the first track, Omotena, but we have other track outside that we're going to push. And apart from that, now very soon I see us coming up with an EP that's just gonna storm the world. So we're in work in progress right now. We are always working, always putting our mighty power in everything that we do. Because I know anything we do, any song we come outside with, it's a hit.
All right. Well, we thank you, Zeus Lamar, for being on the program today. We hope you come again. We'll invite you. We're looking forward to your music and your philosophy. You sound a lot spiritual, right?
Highly spiritual.
Highly spiritual, right? Okay. All right, that was Zeus Lamar. We've been discussing about his kind of music, his world of music, his collaborations, assistance he gets from his twin brother, and then what are his projections in the music industry, and wish him all the best in his future endeavor. And we do hope he will come here to celebrate his successes with us. Well, that's about the size of our program today. If you did enjoy it, we'll come back, same time, same station as usual, NTA Channel 10 Lagos Station for Excellence on Sunday for another edition of the Sunday Show. Of course, don't forget, it's always 1:30 p.m. on Sundays. It's an interesting time, okay? Now we thank all those who made this program possible, those in the engineering section doing quite a lot. Good job. Those in the studio here, without them, you can see me and you can hear me, okay? And of course, the production team, we thank them so much. My name is Chris Akwarando, but one thing that's important, like I was discussing with Dr. Tolani, is that we're all involved in this corruption, and then if we want to build a nation, we've got to drive it down. We don't have a choice. All right? See you on Sunday. Bye for now.
I have come to give you praise. It is all I know to do. I bow and worship you. It is all I know to do. Gotta glory, gotta praise, gotta glory, gotta praise. Receive my praise, gotta glory, gotta praise, receive my I will praise you, baby,